was thinking about this as I was walking down the hallway. I'm going to kind of start off our press conference almost in a little bit of an unorthodox fashion. I just want to kind of say that it's funny things you think about or things that you pick through, not just with your team, but the overall big picture of certainly what it means to be here and all that stuff. But that game kind of got away early. Pretty methodical, boring game, quite frankly, after the fifth or sixth inning, because that guy was on and dealing. But and this is silly, and I bear with me, but I really said I wanted to do this because what I appreciated tonight, truly, was our fan base. Because I'm literally sitting there in my mind, and it's tough for me to weather through that thing and keep yourself focused and make sure you guys are battling. But what I love tonight, and this is why this place is so cool, is you've got people out there with their entire families, but legitimately we're in every single pitch all the way down to the last out and encouraging your team. And those are the little things, those are the things that I think a lot of times go unnoticed. Why am I talking about it now? It's when you see it in tough times like this. It's easy in a 10-0 blowout to stand up and walk out and give up on your team, give up on your kids. So I guess I'm just saying publicly, I appreciate that support that the people gave tonight. And I'd say 99% of them. There's always that 1%. But that was really cool to me. And I guess I never really paid attention to it much. It was just, maybe I don't know what it was, the acoustics tonight or whatever, very quiet. But the encouragement that our fans were still giving our kids, and legitimate all the way through, was honestly pretty cool to me. Okay, baseball.
What did Eli struggle with when you see him?
And maybe a little bit of us, maybe got I don't know. I was going to say maybe a little bit away from his pattern, but it's not to assess blame. Really, he probably wasn't pitching off of his changeup as much as normal because they had more left-handed hitters in there. But sometimes that's just going to happen. Last night, we were pretty effective in keeping the ball away from their guys. Tonight, we kind of stayed with the same plan. They did a good job of adjusting to it and stroked some hits. And we've asked a lot of him lately. And maybe he was a little tired. We bumped him up a day, all that stuff. But he's a warrior, and it's always tough when you're going out there taking a ball. And we didn't help him defensively. I mean, that's the other part of it. I'll say that right now. We just played catch tonight, catch and throw. That's a different baseball game, and he's probably settling in there rather than being down 6 runs. That isn't happening. So I don't really think it was him. I don't think we helped him. He wasn't particularly sharp tonight, but that guy's been good for us up to this point. Sometimes you just don't have your best stuff.
The sort of inconsistency of the whole thing is just the maddening part of all of this. Yeah. There's just no easy answer for smoothing it out, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, your rational brain keeps bringing it back to you've got a lot of guys that have, like I said, never played college baseball before, and some guys playing positions they haven't played. They played 31 baseball games at those positions, and it's a fast-paced conference. It's a good conference. In fact, it's one of the best conferences in the country, and it's sometimes tough to learn on the fly. But it still comes down to the simple fact of the matter that that consistency will not come until we do a better job of just catching and throwing the baseball. I thought our pitchers did a much better job tonight. They did what we asked. Be aggressive in the zone. We'll make plays behind you, but we did make some plays behind them. And because of that allowed that game to get out of control and out of reach pretty quickly.
When you're down the way you guys were when Ligos exited the game, what did you see out of Ryan Hink's performance and Spencer Van Scoy and trying to show you that they deserve some time?
Yeah, we put Hinks in there. He's a senior. Guy's been doing it just to kind of throw some strikes and hold us in there. I thought the biggest bright spot of all for us was Van Scoy, because you all know. I mean, we've put him in some pretty crucial situations up to this point in his career. He has struggled. The great part of that is You know, we've kind of done a reboot with him. We're going to rebuild him. Cat's done it. I think tonight was fantastic. He's done a fantastic job on the physical part of it, but also the mental part of it. And then him taking that and taking it into a game, and truly, what's probably even more impressive is that thing was kind of over early, and he didn't pitch like that. He still was pitching like, in my mind, he looked as focused as a guy in the 7th game of the World Series, and I thought that was a step in the right direction, not just from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint. If we get him back to that point right there, it's going to help us a lot. What you saw tonight, it will help us a lot.
It seems like the errors kind of string together. Is that just a baseball thing, or is that just a young team
It's
thing?
a concentration thing, you know, but I hesitate. You know, here's the fine line. It's like the fine line between using youth as an excuse. I mean, my rational brain says these guys are going to take a little bit of time. And that's just, it is. But at the same time, if, you know, you catch a ball and you just throw it to second nice and casually, we execute a rundown play that not only do we practice all the time during the week, but did you play when you were little? You used to play that game called pickle, right? I mean, you know, if we just got to start doing those types of things and understand how important those little things are in the overall. I can't sit here and tell you that we win that game. That kid was on. I mean, he was really good tonight, and it was funny because he was on beating us with one pitch, beating some pretty good hitters with one pitch. So he was doing something special. But I can sit here and tell you that it's not a 10-1 baseball game if we just play catch and throw. So I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you on that.
Who's going to be starting tomorrow?
I wish I had an answer for you on that.
Bishop looked like he was having a little bit of problems out there. What do you think? Was that anything?
The one he lost in the light. It was funny because the sky to me, again, I'm not playing. The sky to me didn't look like it was that tough, but it was interesting when kids came in between innings. And I asked Gage about that. I said he lost the ball too. He said he actually lost it too. So that one, and then the other one. You know, that play it's harder than it looks. First of all, he's our fastest guy, so I hesitate to guess at what his top end speed is when he's running. But trust me, he's cooking. And then down in that corner, it gets pretty tight. And you know, when you're running full speed, you know the fence is coming, and you're also trying to pick up and find a baseball. You know, I think if you ask him, he'd tell you he'd make that play 9 out of 10 times, but that's a tougher play. So I don't know. I think he just had a tough night out there, and one of them was, you know, just to me, my condition really just lost it.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks, good.